Hey everybody, I'm Amber.
And I'm Maddie.
And we're Witches Talking Tarot. And today, it's night for us, but whenever you're listening, we are talking about protection magic. All the different kinds of ways that we are aware of that you can bring protection into your home or along with you wherever you go.
Right. And we're specifically just discussing spiritual protection as well.
Yes.
I feel like there's a huge misconception of, I don't know, let me be careful with what I'm going to say, and then you say what I mean.
We know our roles on this show.
Right. But, like, just because you have a protection spell jar doesn't mean it's going to protect you from not breaking your leg.
You know what I'm trying to say. Yes. Spiritual protection. This is for spiritual protection for spiritual purposes. So sometimes people are spiritually negative, and sometimes they actually mean spiritual maliciousness. And this is the kind of protection that we are talking about. Yes, I get what you mean.
I don't want to sit there and say, oh, make this spell jar.
Yeah, if you carry the spell jar in your pocket, you're not going to avoid a car wreck necessarily.
You're not going to, the car's not going to go around you like in Charmed or something.
Exactly.
You will get hit.
Although, there are other ways of that happening.
Right.
Because I do believe in that kind of protection.
Right, you gotta matrix that shit.
Well, not just that, but like you gotta have your ancestors at your back, and they make sure that shit doesn't happen. I swear to God, my ancestors have saved my life more than once. But it's not because I had a sigil or a spell jar with me.
Oh, I
it's
totally
because
believe
my ancestors were like, this bitch is gonna die.
Oh my God, bitch! When I was pregnant with Theodore, we almost spun. It was icing outside. We were going to Joplin, and we spun on the highway over that bridge. One tire was hanging off the bridge. And thinking about it, I called my mom. I was screaming. I was crying. I'm afraid. I almost died. We did.
You almost died.
We absolutely. That is the closest to death I have ever came. I don't know why it didn't go over the edge. Our tire was over the edge.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What? Yep.
What happened?
I understand.
And his last words were, "Here we go."
Don't drive tired, young 20-year-olds. I know you guys think you can do whatever, but like when we were moving from Hutchinson, Kansas out to Bentonville, Arkansas, we were driving and it was like, 8-10 hour drive, and we had, first we had to pack up the trucks and pack up the cars and pack up the kids. So we're tired. It's like 2 a.m. because we're not the most timely people making this move, you know what I mean? And I'm in my minivan. Corey is driving the U-Haul with all the stuff, and he's got the cats with him in the U-Haul. And then my mom is driving, and she has Roz, and I think she has the dogs. I'm not positive.
Oh, no.
And then I am in my minivan, and I have Gia. And we're driving, and it's late, and I'm tired. And I don't know what happened, but I literally went off the goddamn edge of the highway down this big fucking steep ass.
Fucking did.
I fucking did. I turned, I get back on the highway, and I'm just like, oh my God, I should be dead right now. Like,
what the fuck? Did your mom call?
My mom didn't even see it.
Oh my God.
But I swear to God that happened. I didn't imagine it either. But it was like I was being carried. I don't think it was a glitch in the Matrix. I remember driving down that fucking steep-ass embankment that we should have been rolling down.
Right.
And then being able to turn and drive the vehicle back up it to the roadway as if something was carrying the fucking car. Like, I shit you not. Like, so when I say, I believe that you can be saved from those, I really do.
Oh, I believe
I believe it's, your ancestors, your spirit guides. For me, I believe it was my ancestors.
Oh, I totally believe.
I firmly believe my ancestors have had every single little tiny iota of a hand in my life. That is part of my belief system.
Oh, no, I totally believe it.
I can't explain that other than something helped us. Something helped. Seriously, there was protection. There was, But
I totally believe it. That's
the magical protection that we're kind of talking about, but not.
Don't buy someone.
Yeah, don't buy somebody's. Who's like you can't buy that kind of protection.
No, you
gotta earn that shit with lifelong devotion.
You never know when it's gonna pop up.
Right,
either.
exactly.
They very well
don't
could
count
be
on
like,
it. Yeah,
bitch, you forgot my honey.
Died.
You forgot my milk and honey.
Ah, you did.
No. Yeah, right.
Right. We ain't saving you this time. See how you fare, babe.
Right.
Remember
so don't
next
depend on that, but I do believe in it.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Right. So for psychic protection, now there are some things I want to address psychic vampires because that's a big one, I think. Protection against protection against psychic vampires when you're going to like a spiritual gathering, or it doesn't even have to be spiritual because some psychic vampires don't even know that they are. Some of them aren't even spiritual. They don't realize that that's the type of person that they are.
Right.
And, I do feel bad for those people.
I do too. My go-to psychic protections are lavender and amethyst.
Lavender, me too, because it reminds me of that color of the third eye.
Exactly. And I was going to say, I think it's exactly the color.
And amethyst as well.
Same.
That color.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. And I mean, lavender is good for psychic protection.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm pretty sure amethyst is good for. But like those are my go-tos. That is all I think of for psychic protection. Like that's all I can think of when you say that is like just that color.
Well, and also I guess I could go for a little bit of hibiscus. I don't know if that's like normal, but when I think psychic protection tea-wise, because I make teas, I think lavender, hibiscus, rose, just those deep purple colors.
And see, I would think black tea as a base.
Oh, absolutely.
Black for the negativity,
absolutely
repelling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you're adventurous,
and that also sounds delicious.
Oh yeah, it is absolutely.
Oh yeah, mugwort for psychic. Absolutely, yeah, mugwort. And also personally, because I love wormwood, I would definitely use wormwood for psychic protection.
I'm a big traditionalist in the frankincense and myrrh.
Oh yeah, well, frankincense is my go-to for protection.
Really?
Like psychic or not. Like, so okay, so my main. Okay, so I have a big thing for eggs.
Right?
Yeah. So protection powder is my
do you
all-purpose. Oh yes, out of eggshells.
What's it called? It starts with a C.
I don't know.
It has a
another
specific
name for it. Yeah, I've only called it protection powder. I am not a...
It's like CAL something. Let us know what it is. It has like a specific name, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
But
my problem is every time I keep eggshells, they end up on the floor shattered, and I'm like, fuck it.
Well, that's when you just like finally crunch it under your feet, and then you sweep it under the cabinet.
Sweep it away and throw it away.
And then
oh my gosh.
The protection powder.
Oh yeah, you can throw it into the... My husband would be so mad. He'd be like, why the...
I won't lie. Like, my husband has an affinity for protection powder. Like,
really?
Yeah. He helps us make it. He helps us collect the eggshells, and I've talked about it before. Right. He's not particularly, magical in any way, shape, or form. But there's something about protection powder that he is drawn to, and we actually have a wine bottle full of it. It's a wine bottle, and the name of the bottle. It's like Folly of the Beast, and it's full of protection powder. And I personally love that because I'm like, yeah, you fuck with it. It's a folly on your part.
You say that, and I'm like, powder. Because I have that weird pike.
Yeah.
I got to pick up some cornstarch.
Yeah.
My husband's that way, but with Hestia.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's funny, right? The things they grab onto. But, like, outside the protection powder, because the eggshells, and I'm just automatically drawn to the egg thing anyway. Frankincense is my go-to. Like, I make the sprays for amber as the color, the sprays and the oils. Frankincense is in them. The Samhain oil that I made for our collab boxes, frankincense is one of the main ingredients, and because it's for crossing the veil, and so I wanted protection to be like the first thing.
Absolutely.
And so it's like frankincense heavy, and then lavender, and then some other shit. But because frankincense, I'm with you. Frankincense means protection. 100%.
And that's an incense form. That's in raw frankincense. I use a lot of raw frankincense in
I love
powders.
But I love it in oil form too.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
So as for like specific psychic protection against Psy-vamps, or what were we gonna call them? Mirai.
Yeah, Mirai. Protect yourself against the Mirai, guys. If you don't know what we're talking about, listen to our last 2 episodes.
Right? So I think a good stone to wear in your pocket or even around your neck for me when I think protection against scythe vamps. Just because you can touch it, you can hold it. It's connected with
physical.
You. Yeah. And like you said, amethyst is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I like the
That's
idea
one you
of
have to
sprays.
take with you. Yeah.
Well, and I like the idea of sprays to protect yourself against something like a mirai or a scythe vamp or an energy leech of any kind, because the spray, it's not seen, but it is all encompassing all around you once you
What about the rollers?
Produce it. Yeah,
I love the
rollers. I do too. I love
you can
the
put them right directly on your third
concentrated. I put them on my third eye all the time.
Right, exactly.
And on my all of my pressure points, because like those heat up quicker. So like when those parts of your body heat up, they almost like activate the oil in my thought process. And so then it's like it becomes like it starts spreading from there, and it becomes like this shield aura. Because a huge piece of protection magic is the visualization of the protection,
right.
And so like picturing, you put the rollerball oil on, and then as your body heats up and it like expands around you, like it's this suit of protection that nobody can see, but it's there.
Well, and you say manifesting protection, that leads me to, you don't have to have tools for protection. We have the ability to put up our own protective shield.
Absolutely.
Granted, it's something that you do need to practice.
I
think people,
absolutely.
a lot of like spiritual people are like, oh yeah, I can automatically put up a shield. And you can, but it's very exhausting. At least, not to sound like all Harry Potter, but when you really focus on putting up a protective shield for long periods of time, I guess I should have said The Incredibles. You know what I mean? Like,
but it is draining.
Exhausting. It's
like
very
I
draining.
get like something very akin to like a sinus headache, and a good remedy that I learned after I started doing public rituals, which are also very draining when you're doing public rituals with other individuals that maybe you're trying to protect yourself from absorbing their energy while being in ritual setting with them. It is exhausting. Chocolate and high fat foods are great things to eat.
Absolutely.
After.
Sugar in general, because it just drains your blood sugar.
Right. But like a high fat, a high fat also it's like sugar, but like it gives you longer sustaining. You know what I mean? So like, which is why chocolate's a really good one, because it's got the sugar and the fat together. But I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, I can't remember what I was. Oh, like after we do our tarot, our live tarots.
Oh yes, I know. I always eat ravenously when I get back to my house.
I have either a snack, or if I have orange juice, I'll have a cup of orange juice before bed. But when you're under psychic attack, it literally feels as though your blood sugar has plummeted. Right. And I'm not saying when we do our live tarots we're under psychic attack.
Right,
so let me rephrase that. It's just really draining because it's using your energy.
Using your energy, but also it's that kind of energy output is similar to the amount of energy you put out against a psychic attack. Yes. When you're experiencing one, because like you can kind of feel it. Like it comes off the other person. It's a very like, it depends on how sensitive you are for one. Like I've had situations where it almost feels like stabby. That sounds so over dramatic. But it's a very uncomfortable, like, it's an actual jarring feeling. And then there's more subtle ways where you just slowly kind of start feeling sick. And you're like,
what's going on?
What's going on? And you're like, should I eat? It feels like I'm getting low blood sugar, like you said, And it's very much like you're literally being drained so slowly you don't realize it until bam!
You're tight.
It's there.
Well, I guess, since I brought up Harry Potter, that makes me think of the Dementors. You know how they like just suck out the happiness and the essence. But that's literally what the fuck it is. Literally from afar, whether
intentional or not.
Yeah, they're literally
whether knowing or not.
Your soul.
Incubus and succubus. Can't wait for that.
I know. I was like, whew. But yes.
We'll probably talk about protection magic then too.
Right.
But like, so also, you know, protection magic is very important with like when you're doing divination.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
I'm not Wiccan by any means, but 3 has always been a magic number for me. My brother's birthday is on the 3rd, so 3 was one of his favorite numbers. And so vicariously, like 3 became one of my favorite numbers. And then I heard the saying that 3 is a magic number.
I like 7 and 3.
Oh, yeah, 7 and, yes, those are my 2 numbers. But 3 is a magic number, and I definitely feel that way. So, like, when I do divination, I think of my protections in the same manner, and I do it in threefold. So I put down, like, I'll put down, if I'm going to try to divine on All Hallows Eve, which I have been known to do, I put down a ring of protection powder. Then I put down a ring of white salt. Then I put down a ring of black salt. Like, so that there is a threefold.
Right.
You know.
I too do the threefold for protection. When doing specific divinations, I don't feel it's necessary with tarot. That's just because I'm confident enough in my abilities. I think some people first learning would feel that way. However, if I was going to use a spirit board or a pendulum board or something along those lines, or like you said, just ancestral work on Samhain, I feel it is important. And what I do is protection powder, and then I do blessed protection water, and then I go around in a circle with smoke. So I have
earth, air, water, fire, essentially.
Exactly.
Like
That's my go-to.
I like that. I like putting down the 3 different substances because I don't know. There's something about the 3 concentric circles. I like it. Like, it's a me thing. And it hasn't. I didn't get it from anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, that was just like.
And do you do that
outside? I did. I did it.
Oh, right here.
Right here.
Okay.
Right here. Actually. Right.
Well, I had read that salt is horrible for the earth.
Well, especially when you're over salting, right? Like people like dump it, whatever. Like, you know, when you hear about like historical shit, right? They talk about salting the earth so that crops wouldn't grow, right? So like you don't want to put a lot of salt out in the earth. Salt naturally occurs in the earth, right?
Oh yeah. I mean,
so like if I take a handful of salt and I throw it out, it's not going to salt the ground, right? Like in a way that it disrupts the growing of the grass or anything like that. But if I take, you know, this
whole
cup
ass
full
protection.
like if I take this whole cup of salt and pour it out in the ground, it's really bad for the ground. So, I mean, like, it's kind of like everything in moderation to a degree, right? Because I'm firmly of a belief that, like, I would rather put salt outside than in the trash can to go into a landfill. Like, because like stuff in a landfill.
No, I just didn't know. I was not. I just didn't know how to respond to that. I feel you. I just didn't know how to respond to that because I was like, but the landfill goes in the land. You know? But then I'm like, what the fuck? I sound like I'm supporting landfills, and I'm not. I don't understand. Granted, when I use salt for the most part, what I do personally is I'll do salt for protection, and then I'll sweep it away, and I guess I either throw it in the trash or take it outside to my dumpster. It just depends on what it's for. Sometimes I'll recycle salt if I'm doing a protection spell on my altar and I have salt left on my altar. Well, then I'll take that salt and put it by across my door. You know what I mean? It really just depends.
No, I totally get that because I'm you know, I very much like putting black salt or protection powder. Not so much regular salt, actually, at the doorways. But, you know, that's a great way to, like, reuse your salt.
Right.
But again, like, I mean, I'm not telling anybody what to do. But I don't think it's bad for the earth if you have a handful of salt and you throw it into the wind and it scatters. And so you have, like, X amount of hundreds of grains of salt amongst whatever, because it's not like you're pouring a copious amount of salt into one small piece of land, you know? Because salt does naturally occur in the earth. But I mean, because I also don't want to put, like, because here's my thing about things that go down the drain. Stuff that dissolves into water, how the fuck do they get it out of water? You know what I mean?
I do flush a lot of things.
Yeah. So I don't know. I try to do what I think is best, whatever. But that is one thing I do love about protection powder, because it's ground up eggshells. And you're putting your
fertilizing the earth.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. It's totally not. There's no question with protection powder, which is why I don't use white salt as much. I only use it when I do my triple circle, because otherwise protection powder is definitely like my go-to when it comes to like doorways or the perimeter of an area. Protection powder for sure. I also like to sprinkle protection powder in my gardens and shit like that because I'm a hedge witch and it's a twofold. Yeah, fertilizing and protecting my shit.
So you can also create protection spell jars.
Yeah.
Check out Peace, Love, and Tea Leaves shop. I have pre-made ones.
Yeah.
Just saying, but you can make protection spell jars and
yours have salt and herbs. And
yes, they have salt. Now I'm not going to give it all of the
ingredients.
No,
I'm not asking. Yeah,
but they have salt.
Do they have like a crystal as well?
No
I have
crystal.
No idea.
I do not put a crystal in them, but they do have specific herbs. For example, red pepper flakes is to repel negativity.
Oh yeah, that's good for.
It's got mugwort in it, like you said, great for psychic protection, and it does have dill in it as well. And not a lot of people know, I guess, that dill's a great anti-hex, reverse hex. So if you feel like you've been hexed, just a pro kitchen witch tip:
pickle. Sorry.
My stomach made a weird noise, and you did.
Okay, I was
and you. Amber's
don't know if you saw
I did. I feel like that was just like a full ass awkward moment. My stomach's making a weird noise. Amber's sucking a dick over there.
I was sucking a dickle. A dill pickle.
But seriously, eat a pickle. You're ingesting that dill, and not just dill, but there's also
make you some Slavic food because we Slavs put dill in everything. Let me tell you.
You really?
Oh my god! Like every recipe I looked up had dill in it.
I follow this Russian woman on YouTube, and she had some recipes, and it was like salmon and dill. It was like fucking.
Oh yeah, when I made my borscht, borscht has dill in it, but B, the next night I made some potatoes, not sure. Anyway, I made some Russian potatoes, and it's like dill and butter. That's like the recipe. It's dill and butter, and then like the chicken Kiev I made, dill.
Oh, I
dill
believe
in
it.
it.
Yeah.
So good. It's fucking good. I underrated dill. I only thought of it for pickles. Underrated my homeland's like one of their two main herbs.
I put dill in those roll-ups that I make. Oh, I think they're fucking delicious. They're
Plus,
like
dill is so pretty.
It is.
It is. It's all like, hey, wave
So
it
my first thought for protection. I'm so sorry, Amber.
No, you're fine.
Interrupt you. I knew you were waving.
Stupid.
I'm so
I was
sorry.
saying dill's like waving hi at you. You're fine.
Like anyway. But my go-to for protection when it comes to food, just because I do identify as a kitchen witch, is probably Mexican.
Makes sense with all the peppers.
The peppers.
Because like chili's good for negativity banishing.
Garlic.
Oh yeah, garlic, onion.
Yeah. So that's my go-to. For prosperity, it's
Italian.
Absolutely. I think I said that before in the past. Absolutely. All that basil and oregano.
And see, like, as a hedge witch, one of my go-tos with protection is including it in my cleaning stuff, like using pine sol for cleaning.
Oh, absolutely.
And, like, let's be clear, I have no problem with people walking into my house and going, this is a witch's house. So I have chicken claws over the two main entrances to my home. And part of it is for protection. Like, that's the main reason to put them there. They have bells on them. A mutual friend of ours made them. And, yeah.
No, I'm not going to lie. The chicken feet freak me out.
Love them.
A lot of people do. A lot of people do.
I do.
So if that's your thing, that's cool. But if you're more of a...
low-key,
gentle witch, I guess that's what I call it. There's brooms. Also, putting brooms, cinnamon brooms, whatever. I do cinnamon because that's what comes out every year for Christmas. And I replace it, and it goes right above the doorway. And it's protection as people enter. And actually, I have a sticker by Amber's the color on my door. It's a pentacle. It's just a little tiny pentacle sticker.
Nice protection
put it right
piece.
up there.
Yeah, because pentacles are great for protection. And
you can't even tell.
Are so small.
It's so inconspicuous, too. It is,
yeah.
People couldn't even tell. So when you walk into my house, you walk directly through a pinnacle, and that's straight up protection on my home.
Yep, exactly. And, protection from haints, there's an old Southern thing where you leave a broom on your front porch, and if a haint or a spook comes up to your home, it has to, I know. I used to live, my husband's from Memphis, y'all. I used to live in Tennessee for a long time. But if they come up to your porch and there's a broom on it, they can't enter your house until they count every single frond on the broom.
Oh, and by spook, you mean like a ghost?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, haint or spook. Yeah. They call them haints.
Really? I've never heard that.
Like
but I do
think American Banshee. I guess that's how I think of haints.
So I do know the bottle fucking trees. I want one so bad. Those are meant to trap spirits and keep them from getting into the house. First of all, they're gorgeous. Have you seen them around here? Oh, they're gorgeous.
We almost bought a house a couple blocks over when we were buying our house. And one of the things I loved, and Corey was like, no, that's going to have to go. They had a tree with all the bottles on it.
The bottle tree? Wait, are you talking about like a tree that hangs bottles, or what are you referring to?
It's a tree with bottles on the branches.
Yes, bottles on the branches. Yes, exactly. They're gorgeous.
They're gorgeous.
A lot of them are blue. I don't know.
And it's recycled glass almost always.
Exactly.
Yeah, I see it mostly blue, but sometimes clear.
I wonder what
colored.
blue has, if the color has something to do with it.
In the same Southern tradition where I learned about putting brooms on front porches, so haints have to count all the little things on the broom before they can come in and fuck with your life. So usually they can't do it before the sun comes up and they have to go back to wherever the fuck they came from. That same tradition, the color blue protects against things as well, because if you go to somebody's house, especially in the South, and they have a light blue porch, like if the ceiling under their porch is painted blue or their whole porch is painted blue, they're probably a magical practitioner, and it's for protection.
Wow, that's awesome.
So that's what I think when I see the blue bottles, especially after you told me that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, I should paint my porch blue.
I have thought about it
as well.
Corey said I can if we ever put a roof over it.
Yeah, I mean,
seems like a lot of work though. I'm probably not gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean,
my house is like teal, so light blue and teal, they kind of clashy. I feel like the teal probably should count on its own.
My husband and I make a comment about your house every time he drops me off, which is, it is the only teal house on the fucking street. It's the only teal house I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, it really is.
Yeah. I love my house.
I love the color.
I love it, yeah.
The color is gorgeous.
He's like, we have to replace the siding soon. I'm like, you best get me a fucking teal. Like,
teal. It's gorgeous.
It's teal and white, and I call it my little beach house. And
I just love the color. It's so stand out amongst the neighbors. It really is. It really is.
I love this house. Thank you. Thank you.
So another great way for protection, not necessarily inconspicuous, but just wear your pentacle.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You know, whether that's on a bracelet or a necklace or even an anklet, if you wear those. Earrings. Again, not really inconspicuous. I mean, people will see that shit. You know?
And see, I think that they don't notice because
really?
I live in my own little cloud.
I do
Corey's
notice.
like, he knows our vet doesn't like me because she notices my pentacle.
Oh, I notice every time, but I'm like, is it because I'm a pagan? Is that why I notice? I do.
I don't know. And because like I figure people don't pay attention. I figure people look at it and don't think anything other than it's a star. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what I think. I don't know. Like, that's my mentality, though.
Unfortunately, like, in this area growing up, that star, the pentacle, was referred to the devil's star.
Well,
and I don't know if that's just because I think that has to do with my upbringing and where.
No, I understand, but I'm from Texas.
Right.
We have a pentacle on our flag. No Texan that's not pagan would fucking see it that way.
Right? I see the sheriff fucking pentacle things all the time. I'm like,
you go through Texas, there are so many public buildings, houses, everywhere. They've got the star in a circle. My mom, before she and my stepfather divorced and she moved out, their front door had a pentacle in it, and I loved it every time I saw it.
Right,
because like to them, they don't see it like that.
Isn't it like
it's
a sheriff thing?
Yeah,
it's like
it's a sheriff's thing, but also like the Texas flag.
Ranger.
Well, the state of Texas
That's
flag
why
has
they have
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it has. It's the filled-in star, but it's still a fucking 5-pointed star in a circle in the middle of the fucking Texas flag. So, like, when I'm in Texas, I go, do people even see it as a pentacle?
Probably not, no.
I don't know.
Did you know that they're remaking Walker, Texas Ranger?
Wait, is Chuck Norris Walker, Texas Ranger?
No.
I boycott this shit. No, it's Chuck Norris.
No.
Chuck Norris, you can't.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
I don't give a fuck. I won't watch it. It's one of those things that I can't watch as an adult because I tried.
Is it embarrassing?
I can't like it. But I loved it as a child, so I stopped trying to ruin that shit for myself. I love... Chuck Norris will beat the fuck out of... No! I bought... For Christmas, I got Corey Chuck Norris water. Chuck Norris has his own bottled water, and I bought Corey a case.
Serious?
I am fucking shit. I shit you not. Google that shit. It's called, like, G-Force or something.
That's hilarious.
Or C-Force. I don't know. But... it's Chuck Norris's artisan bottled water, and his face is on the label. And I bought Corey a case because Chuck fucking Norris is the fucking bomb. They can't remake that.
Look, if I was going to watch a silly show, and I'm going to call it silly, I hope I don't mean to offend you.
I told you I can't watch it.
Violence, it's going to be Xena. Like, I'm going to compare the violence and the stupidity of Walker, Texas Ranger to Xena Warrior Princess.
No.
You don't think it's that bad?
They're not even in the same...
You don't think, like, the special effects and the beating
it's
up...
Chuck Norris. None of that was fake or staged.
Oh, shit!
This is Chuck Norris, man. Have you ever seen the Chuck Norris meme?
WWE is fake.
Yes, absolutely. But this was Chuck Norris.
This was real.
No, Chuck Norris is really a badass,
this
though.
Is like
he's really a badass.
Yeah, I believe it, but...
I can't watch the show anymore, but I also can't, like, say that I in any way would compare it to Xena, that's all. I don't know if, like, from the violence, like, fighting standpoint, because, A, I can't picture that, but B, I just, like, I can't compare it to Xena, I can't compare it to Hercules, like, I can compare Xena and Hercules to each other.
Oh, because it's a whole other genre?
But, yeah, like, Chuck Norris, it's just, like, I guess you could put, like, Chuck Norris and MacGyver. You could put Walker, Texas Ranger and MacGyver in that same scope, and I love them both equally.
Did your dad watch Steven Seagal movies?
No, I did, though. My brother and I did.
Oh, my God. My dad tried to make us watch that dumbass shit. Like, we hated Steven Seagal
I love Steven Seagal! I grew up watching Under Siege. I loved Under Siege, where Erica Liniak, like, she, like, comes out of the fucking cake. Love Steven Seagal movies.
If you had to cast
when I was younger.
Oh, yeah, they're horrible.
I can't go back
they're so
and watch
horrible.
These things. I'm not interested in action movies anymore at all.
If you had to cast your protection, like, energy, whatever you want to call it, as an action hero, who would it be? Like, fuck with me, you're gonna get Arnold Schwarzenegger from Terminator.
Oh, well, Chuck Norris. Like, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. What? Chuck Norris, man. Chuck Norris is like the bombest ass motherfucker. I love Chuck Norris. Sponsor us.
Oh my God.
We'll drink your water with our fruit. Oh my God! Send us your Chuck Norris water. We'll drink it with the fruit. Oh my God! We need some water. We're not on the spiritual journey episode. That was last time.
I'm just trying to think, like, who would I cast my protection spell as? I don't want to say Arnold, even though he is a fucking badass in the 80s. Definitely not Bruce Willis. No offense to Bruce Willis.
I wouldn't pick Bruce Willis either.
You know what? I think I am. I think I'm going to have to say Arnold. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No.
Via late 80s.
That's okay. Chuck Norris will protect us both then.
What the fuck? Arnold Schwarzenegger is like 10 times bigger than Chuck Norris's bitch ass. Like, he's so small.
But he's Chuck Norris. It doesn't matter.
Oh my God.
He's Chuck Norris. I'm sorry,
I have not done that yet this pregnancy.
Oh my God. But no, Chuck Norris is a badass motherfucker. He's the baddest ass motherfucker. Like, I feel like you're not fully, you don't fully understand how amazing Chuck Norris is. Chuck Norris is like, he's Zeus.
Oh ew, I hope you're joking.
No, Chuck Norris is like the god of all gods.
5'2".
But
First
he's
of
like,
all-
well, you wanted to put Christopher Maloney in. Like, he's like as short as Chuck Norris. Like,
Oh my god. I don't know. I can't like
Chuck Norris is like, he's so amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry that your dad ruined Chuck Norris.
He did.
For you.
And he ruined
Chuck
Steven
Norris is
Seagal.
so
Like, I hate
amazing.
Steven Seagal. He's like, yeah, he's got my wife. I'm like, oh, fucking hell, this dumbass with this stupid ass ponytail. Dumbest fucking shit I've ever seen. I hate his ponytail so much.
Oh god, yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god, he's like, oh god. Even Steven
my God.
Seagal. Oh my god.
Oh my god, but like Chuck Norris, like, do you at least like the Chuck Norris memes where it's like Chuck Norris is...
I did, but they got just so overdone. They were like really big when I was in high school.
Like, Corey doesn't even know what a meme is, but he loves Chuck Norris memes.
Like, they were really big when I was in high school, and then I just got, like, overwhelmed.
Yeah, I guess that would have been,
You know?
yeah.
But there's a
Yeah.
couple memes I feel that way about.
I love Chuck Norris so
Like
much.
the Will
He's
Smith
so
meme.
great.
It just started, but I'm over it.
I haven't.
Some of them are
haven't.
really funny, I'm not gonna lie. But, like, yeah, there's just some memes I can't, that just, too much, you know?
Yeah, but I think that for my generation, I would be safe to say that, like, most people are like, fuck yeah, Chuck Norris. Whether you
They
feel
are.
the same way about Dolph Lundgren, Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Arnold Schwarzenegger, dude who played Beastmaster, they're not Chuck Norris.
Dude, what happened to all the action
Also,
heroes?
if it wasn't Chuck Norris, my protection spirit animal guy would have to be MacGyver because, like, he's a clever motherfucker.
The mustache? He's got a mustache, right? Or am I thinking of the wrong guy?
I do not remember MacGyver having a mustache. He's the one that takes, like, a paper clip and some bubble gum and like,
opens the
part
door?
of your bra and opens, and, like,
Okay.
gets to save everybody's
I
life.
don't think I know. I don't.
Oh,
I
my
don't
God.
think so.
MacGyver's like, oh,
Well,
my
I'm
God.
gonna look him up because I if he's who I'm thinking he is. But
MacGyver.
so who would you label as the modern day action heroes then? I mean, I guess The Rock maybe.
Wouldn't it be like the guys that are doing all the, like, Chris Hemsworth and Spider-Man? I don't know.
I
Like,
guess.
which way do you go with
Okay,
that?
so MacGyver is not who the fuck I thought he was, but he's a great actor. But you're
Love
talking like so
MacGyver.
much like, I love MacGyver, and he's got 5 out of 10 stars and a 38%.
He's MacGyver. Have you
He's
ever
got,
watched
like-
MacGyver? Dude, that shit was amazing. He took a paperclip and bubble gum and this bitch's bra and saved everybody's life from the bomb. I don't know.
I don't mean to laugh.
just saying, like, MacGyver.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
MacGyver, like, I swear to God, that's like almost as good as oh my God.
I guess the
What
action
the
heroes
fuck
would be
is
like
that
the Marvel
show?
heroes.
Yeah, I don't know.
When I hear action heroes, I don't think superheroes. I think like
See, I don't watch action movies, so like, would it be like the guys from the car movie? But like, do they even
Fast
make
and the Furious. That's what I said. Vin Diesel.
Okay, yeah,
Because
Vin
he's
Diesel.
also in like
Yeah,
what is it?
he would
Triple X?
definitely be an action hero. Or I don't know if he's an action hero, but he's an action guy.
I think The Rock is the only other one I can think of.
But he's a wrestler.
He
Does that count?
He was a wrestler. He's just an actor.
I mean, but he wouldn't have been an actor if he hadn't been a wrestler first.
Well, I mean, I
Just
guess
like,
technically
you know,
he was acting when he was
Stone Cold
wrestling.
Steve Austin. All those guys were wrestlers before they became actors. It's like John Cena. Where does he fall?
John Cena's a superhero now. Did
I
you not
love
see that?
John
He's
Cena.
in a new superhero. He's a DC superhero. It's like a anti-hero like comedy thing on HBO. But he is in the DC universe, so. But
do
again,
love
it's
John
more
Cena.
comedy, more like Deadpool versus like Spider-Man. Da-da-da! Sorry, every time I say Spider-Man, I gotta do the theme song now because it's a meme. It's a funny-ass fucking meme now. Oh my god.
I prefer the Deadpool style to the the Spider-Man style.
I do like Deadpool. I do like Deadpool. But Deadpool's Marvel, so. You know.
I don't give two fucks.
You don't care?
Like, I'm not like, ooh, I like Marvel versus DC. Either I
DC
like
fucking
it or
sucks.
I don't.
I'm gonna be real with you. I care. DC sucks. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I think everybody can agree. DC fucking sucks. Okay, Batman, lame.
Oh, no, Batman's the bomb.
Superman, I can fuck with him. You know, I can fuck with Superman.
Nah, who gives a shit about Superman when you got Batman?
Batman's, you know what, but my reason
Bruce Wayne!
My reason for hating Batman, though, is so hypocritical because I love Iron Man for the exact same reason. The only difference is Iron Man's cool.
Batman's cool!
Sucks.
No, he's not. He's Alfred just like, you know, he should have made him less broody or some shit. I don't know. But Michael Keaton, though.
Iron Man owns that shit and is like, truth be told, I am fucking Iron Man. Batman's like, I have to hide, I'm a pussy. Again.
I don't think he's a pussy so much. It's more like the anonymity makes it easier for him to do what he does.
Right.
He's the Dark Knight. Whatever. I love Batman. Okay. Yeah, Batman. Yeah. Okay.
Aquaman. Like I think the reason I like Marvel more is because they're lighter, and I don't mean that in the sense of, oh, they're much happier. I mean that in the sense as I can actually see the movie. They're lighter. They're not like fucking episode of Game of Thrones when you couldn't see shit with
anything going on. Fucking hate when filmmakers do that.
Right.
I know the black is for protection and all, but you're not protecting us. You made the movie. Let us see. I was just bringing protection in.
Fucking like they are so dark.
No, I hate that.
Squinting.
Like seriously, like you see how we have like our plant lights in the living room. I gotta go like turn all the plant lights off so I can see the TV sometimes. And Corey's like, shut the shades because the window glare.
Right.
I hate it when it's dark. Like the filmography is dark.
Me too.
And not just in superhero movies because I don't fucking watch many of them. That's what I mean by I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't know if it's DC. I don't know if it's Marvel. I don't give a fuck. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. I'm going to start watching some of them because my buddy Dan gave me access to Disney, which I will not give them my money. But I'm going to like check some shit out because like I want to see WandaVision. I'm pretty
God, it's so good. WandaVision is like, okay, Wanda and Vision, they're my OTP, which like love them together so much. God damn, would fuck the Vision. Not gonna lie.
Didn't even know that the Vision was a character. I thought it was like WandaVision, like you know, like X-ray vision.
Oh no, the Vision.
Television.
He's like he's kind of like the robot on Next Generation. To be clear, that's Star Trek Next Generation, not Degrassi.
I was very confused because I really did think you meant. I was like,
Degrassi?
The fuck? I know I never watched this show, but
no,
I saw commercials.
What's his name? Anyway, he's a robot, and he was built like to be a bad guy or some shit. They wanted to use him as a villain. He ends up not being a villain. He falls in love with Wanda. He loves her so fucking much, and then he dies. He gets killed.
Really? You're gonna spoil
no,
that's not in WandaVision. Okay. Like, dude,
if you're gonna watch WandaVision, you have to watch the Avengers because it's a branch off of the Avengers. So you can't just watch it. Basically, Vision's dead, and Wanda is a witch. Woohoo! That's her power. She's the Scarlet Witch.
She's the Scarlet Witch. Okay. I liked the Scarlet Witch.
Well, she's living a happy life with Vision. Everybody's like, living a happy life with Vision? He's dead. What's going on? Well, she takes like this whole fucking town hostage. It's like so that she can live this fantasy with Vision. And it's fucked up.
That is a crazy bitch right up my alley. I like her.
She becomes the villain.
Stop talking.
Okay.
I like her.
Like I love Vision. And I like the actor that plays Vision. He plays on like A Knight's Tale. Not Heath Ledger. The other guy.
Oh, okay. I vaguely think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great fucking actor, but would fuck Vision, which everybody thinks is weird because, you know, he's red and a robot and...
Gambit was a cartoon.
Oh my God.
Dog that.
Dude, you know what my husband asked me today? He was like, Maddie, why do you have such a crush on, like, that guy from Fresh Off the Boat? The dad, like, or he's also, I was like, I don't know. He's like, well, what got you? Why you like that? And I was like, I watched Shang on Mulan when I was growing up. So sue me for having a type. Like,
right?
You know what I mean?
Shit.
Like, I do not know where I was going with that. I promise it had a fucking point. I'm super embarrassed. I feel like I just embarrassed myself and I forgot the point in embarrassing myself.
Well, no, because I had said Gambit. And
he's a cartoon,
it's a
right?
cartoon.
So I would totally fuck Sean. Is it Sean Yu? It's
I don't
not
know.
Shang, it's Sean
I never watched Mulan. That I was older. I'm a bit older than you. Mulan was not within my age range or my kids. They might have seen Mulan. They weren't really.
They were younger.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm sorry to hear that, but
it's like I really wanted to like Pocahontas the movie, but that was my age range.
Oh,
that
really?
was my age range. I could not get into that movie to save my fucking life. I loved all the Pocahontas stuff.
I hate Pinocchio.
I can get that.
I fucking hate
it. It's a weird ass movie at the end where like the little boy's town.
It's
that
weird.
movie creeps me out.
Right.
Especially watching it as a parent. I loved Fantasia, and then like my daughter got it from Corey's grandmother. And I was like, "What the fuck? There's little penises and shit.
There's penises in it.
There are. They're little mushrooms, but they look like little dick and balls dancing.
Oh, I thought they were like little just penises.
It looks like penises. It looks like little penises. I mean, watch Fantasia.
I have a love-hate relationship with Disney. I love
like
what I
Disney.
grew up with.
Yeah. Well, I grew up with Fantasia. I still love it. It's just weird as a parent to be like, the fuck you watching? What am I? I know Grandma gave it to you.
I love the Little Mermaid. You know what I mean? Like, it's good. But there's secret penises in, like, every one. You know what I mean? If you pay attention.
Yep. Absolutely. I have a love-hate relationship with Disney as well because...
Disney owns Marvel.
I'm anti-capitalism now. So, I mean, right there, Disney and I are at an impasse, right? Because they are like
So when did you become anti-capitalist?
Within the past few years, like just examining things about life and like the way we live. And, you know, I've been telling you as my views on society have changed and, you know, over the past couple of years, and I've had some epiphanies and things about disagreeing with the way we live, and capitalism is a huge part of that. Just like I said, the Industrial Revolution is like the worst thing that ever happened to mankind. You know, without the Industrial Revolution, capitalism could not thrive.
Oh, I'm not saying I disagree with you. I absolutely agree with you.
I'm just saying, like, it's just been like one bit at a time, you know. But like,
unfortunately,
I grew up loving Disney. Right. I went to Disney World for more vacations in my childhood. Than probably most kids. Not all kids, right? Because some kids go like every year.
I've never been to Disney.
Right. No, I get it. And like we went to Disney like more than a handful of times. Like
really?
Yeah.
Is it cool though? Is there cool food?
It was.
I wanna go.
They made it shittier. Like it used to be like one of my dreams when I was a teenager. I was going to go work at Disney as like Cinderella or one of the blonde princesses because I'm blonde, so you know I wanted to be one of the blonde princesses. Makes sense, right? Because I went there as a kid all the time and got their signatures, and they walk around and they look so cool, and you get Goofy's signature, and you get the little bad cat guy from Pinocchio's signature, and you get everybody's signature, right? Well, now, like, they only come out, like, every so often, and you have to stand in line for over an hour to see them and shit. You have to stand in line for everything, and now you have to stand in line for the autographs, too. Like, my first time back to Disney as an adult, like, we walked right up to go get pictures and autograph, and, like, everybody was like, get to the back of the line.
Oh, I believe
what the fuck? There's a line? Back when I was a kid, that's not how that worked. And it just takes a little bit of the magic out of it. You know what I mean? Like when they were just walking around all fucking day long. Now, granted, there were probably like 5 Pinocchios and 5 cats and whatever. And so sometimes like there's more out than one at a time. And maybe that's why they stopped doing it that way. But it was better from a kid perspective. Like,
I want to go to Harry Potter World. Fuck Disneyland. I want
to go to Disney, Dr. Seuss World in Universal. Are you fucking kidding me?
I just want to go to fucking
Like, I love
Diagon
Universal,
Alley.
too.
Oh, my God. They got Diagon Alley, and then they got
I wonder if they still have the Hanna-Barbera rides from when I was a kid. Cause, like,
Bryson and I watched a YouTube video earlier about, it was a Universal Studios ride. Holy shit, dude. Their Jurassic World, like, their Jurassic Park ride looks fucking bussin'. Like...
I miss, because when I was a kid, Universal Studios had, like, the Jaws ride, and they
still have it.
Do they still have the Jaws ride?
It's horrible.
Awesome.
It's the exact same.
Yay!
So it's horrible.
Yay!
But in, like, a cheesy, it's supposed to be horrible because it was made so long ago.
It was supposed to be cheesy back then, too.
There was, like, a fucking, like, random, like, full guy, like, not even a guy, it's just a fake thing, and he's floating, and he's like, help me, and then there's, like, a fake fin.
And then there's the earthquake ride.
Yes, there's the earthquake ride.
Yeah, they were great. I love those rides. Like,
and there's, like, a flood.
Yes. Fucking great. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
They're still going.
Oh,
They're still going, yeah.
Love that. And I want to go to Dr. Seuss World because, like, I love Dr. Seuss. When I worked for Pizza Hut's Twitter page, I got compared to Dr. Seuss one day, and I was just like, I went home, and, like, I was not supposed to... tell anybody that I ran the Pizza Hut Twitter page. But at this point, I think it's been like a decade, so I don't care about saying it anymore. But B, back then, I really wasn't supposed to. But I didn't give a fuck that day, because I sent myself that fucking tweet in an email. I went home on my Facebook. It was like, my life is made. I just got compared to Dr. Seuss.
I do like Dr. Seuss.
Fucking love Dr. Seuss. He's one of my heroes. I don't care if he's a bad person. Don't tell me. I don't know about him as a person. I know about him as, like, an imaginative childhood creation, and so don't ruin him for me. Like, if he's a bad person, please don't tell me. I just like the books.
I like the books too. I like them too.
I know there's some things, so I
like.
It's not in my head. I protect myself.
Horton Hears a Who is good, and my son loves the Lorax.
Oh, I love the Lorax. My favorite T-shirt is the Lorax, and it says, "I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees."
Love the Lorax.
I love the Lorax.
You know, and who hates the Grinch?
If nobody's going to care. Oh, I love the Grinch. That was like, man, when I was 16 years old, my parents gave me the VHS tape of Jim Carrey's The Grinch, and the original
book. Is the Grinch. He is the fucking Grinch.
He was a good Grinch,
yeah, he's the best one so far.
I can't picture another person doing it justice like he did. Although, apparently, like, Jim Carrey was supposed to be cast for, like, so many, like, he was wanted for so many roles that he, like, turned down.
It sucks.
It's funny.
Because I love Jim Carrey.
No, it doesn't suck, because I can't imagine him as some of these roles, so I'm glad. I don't know, they just always mention it on the Doom Generation podcast when I'm listening.
He was the Riddler. Yeah, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
I think he did real fucking good as a Riddler.
Yeah. No, I'm talking, like, even before that, like, early 90s, late 80s stuff.
His vampire movie.
I feel like he was possibly, like, they wanted him for Interview with the Vampire, but don't quote me now. I'm going to have to go listen to those episodes again.
Dude, his fucking vampire movie is embarrassing.
Once Bitten, Twice Shy is awesome. I love his, like, really cheesy
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's Once Bitten, Twice Shy.
Oh, it's embarrassing, but I love it, dude. I love it. Well, it's getting kind of...
Yes, we need to wrap up. Was there anything else?
I think we covered it all, and then we went on to our...
pop culture.
Yes.
So, you guys have a good evening or day, whatever. We appreciate you taking the time to listen to us because we know you could be listening to anybody else. So, we appreciate that.
And if you're interested, follow us on Twitter at Classiest Witches. Check us out on Instagram at Witches Talking Tarot.
Yes.
And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. We're trying to like bump up our YouTube.
Yeah. And Melissa, thank you as always for helping to make us a better show. Helping us to make you a better show. If you guys want to see what we have to offer on Patreon and get a patron shout out like Miss Melissa, please feel free to visit it. It'll be in the description.
Yes.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good night. Thanks for coming to sit with us for a spell.